the wooden bat and the aluminum bat. The aluminum bats are getting closer to the wood bat because they're deadening them, and you know, I got a hard time with college programs. I'm sure that they swing a lot of wood during the off season to get a great swing. But once January 1st comes, swing with the bat that you're going to swing with in competition for the year to try and get to the College World Series, right? Because there's a different feel to a wood, there's a different feel to the aluminum, right? I never swung a wooden bat in my life until I got to pro baseball, and my first hit was a grand slam. So I'm not sure that there's that big a difference if you could play. I mean, if you have a good swing, I mean, the bat's probably, I don't even think they're any lighter now. Well, a wooden bat, and most pro guys, they're swinging, minimum of a 31 ounce. I think in an aluminum you could probably get a 29 ounce, so they're lighter. And I think the aluminum bat also creates a little false bravado of that swinging mechanics, and you don't have to get something on your backside. Because I see a lot of guys when I go watch high school and college, they're at a neutral position. In my DVD, I talk about hitting between 4 and 6. The pitcher's out there at 1, catcher's back here at 10. Here's my neutral stance at 5. A lot of kids, because these bats are so light, they go from here, the neutral, they load with their hands, right? They create a bar, and now they go forward to 2. I talk about staying between 4 and 6. I talk about getting something back to 6, right? You've got to get something back here to fire up against 4. And, with an aluminum bat, you have to get something going. And so, like I said, we do not want to go from 5 to 2. It's always staying in between your knees, right? Keeping your head quiet. If this is my neutral position with my rotation right here, it's coming back to 6 to hit up against. You're going to go through 5, up against 4. Up against it, not over it. See, I was a lunger, so I had to protect against getting out too far. So I went with a stiff front leg, right? If that's stiff, and now I come back into my weight shift, I can't go over it if it's stiff. So I want to hit up against stiff, and it kept my head quiet, and that was one of the things that I wrote down on my helmet, right? I knew if you guys know you have to do something to be successful, write it down in your helmet, right? We give ourselves way too much credit to remember what we're taught. I knew I had to breathe. I knew I had to have a tall backside, right? I knew I had to attack the inside part of the ball, and I knew I had to start with a stiff front leg so I didn't lunge. So I wrote those 4 things down on a piece of tape, stuck it in my helmet. 500 at bats a year, but it was right there, right? And I didn't go 2 weeks. Oh, stiff front leg. Oh, tall backside. Every at bat, 5 at bats a day, it was right in front of me.